Welcome back to Center Stage. You're talking with actor James Caan. So it all started in the Bronx, and you spent most of your childhood growing up in Queens.
I was born in the Bronx.
Right, and then you grew up in Queens.
I didn't stay there long, in Sunnyside.
All right, what did your parents do?
My dad was in the meat business. I like to say meat business. We delivered meat. My whole family was in the meat business. That's what made me an actor, actually. Because my godfather had a freezer down there. My uncle gave me a job unloading hindquarters, at 4:30 or 5 in the morning, by the river, little cold. And we literally used to go into the freezer to get warm, swear to God. So, and I knew this is something I really don't want to do for the rest of my life. So I was desperate and went to an acting school, which was, my neighborhood was not very conducive to the arts.
Right,
You know
I
what
would imagine. What was it like, Sunnyside, Queens? What was it like growing up there? Type of neighborhood,
Looking
tough
back,
neighborhood?
I got 4 boys and a girl, but my 4 boys, I wish they had the opportunity. They live in California. I think growing up, in a general sense in life, you learn a lot of lessons in a hurry. We went out in the schoolyard, and you learn in a hurry who to push and who not to push. Mm-hmm. You learn in a hurry how to win, and you learn how to lose. And you get to develop a sixth sense because you meet so many people. You can shake a hand after a while, and you'd know just from the handshake that you're either, this guy can be my friend or he'd never be my friend. So I kind of miss that.
What's your read on me?
Well, I haven't shook hands in a long time.
Right.
So the feeling is a little gone.
Oh, okay.
You're a little stiff, but
you think so?
Yeah.
Killer Khan was your nickname as a kid.
When I was 12.
What was that about?
Well, I had at my weight class, I boxed a little bit.
But did you have street fights? Were you a tough kid?
Did I have street fights?
Yeah.
Where I grew up, you'd pretty much fight not every day. So there was a kid named Billy Spiro, I'll never forget, who was like the toughest guy in school.
Right.
So I decided one day, it was like the first week, to meet Billy outside, kick his butt, and then I never had a fight again. See, so they go, oh, Jesus, he whipped Billy Spiro. So that was it.
Now, Rhodes Prep, you went there.
Rhodes, yeah.
Why?
We used to be, because it was a school for bad boys, really.
Were you thrown out of other schools?
A couple.
Because of fighting?
Just one.
Right.
And we were kidding around one day, and this kid, we were studying for some test, the sneak test that was coming up, and he kept coming in and making noise. I said, hey, you do that, I'm going to throw you out the window, jokingly. Mm-hmm. He kept doing it. So I picked him up, and I was just dropping him into a flower bed, and it was only a story and a half. It wasn't anything.
Not a big deal.
It was right down there. And as I dropped him, the teacher walked in, and I had a hard time explaining why I threw him out the window.
So you go to Rhodes Prep, and you graduate at 16.
Yeah,
so you must
not
have been...
because I was bright.
Well, how do you...
They needed to get rid of me. They
just wanted you out.
There. Oh, yeah. They want him out of there, yeah.
And then you go to Michigan State.
Yeah.
Why'd you choose Michigan State, kid from Queens?
First of all, they're probably the only school that accepted me. I don't know. I like the Big Ten and all of that stuff.
Did you have professional aspirations to play sports?
Yeah, because, I rodeoed professionally for 9 years.
Right.
Another thing a Jew does from New York, yeah, and that's why I'm all busted up. This leg is busted. These non-Jewish activities, the karate and all that. Right. But when I went there, those guys were 22. They were coming out of the Korean War. Mm-hmm. I lasted a year. They sent me home in a box. I saw my coach, Duffy Doherty, about 16 years later. He calls me over and he goes, I ought to get 10% of your career. I said, why is that, Coach? He says, I told you to quit playing football.
So you were one and done, and you go to Hofstra, but you go to Hofstra to study law.
I didn't study anything. I just kept switching majors. Study what? I was not a good studier. It's just like the other day, my wife goes, not working. She says, why don't you just get another job? Because, I'm disgusted with a lot of the stuff that's coming. Get another job. Like what? Like make shoes or what? Bake a bread? I can't do anything. There's nothing. I don't even can put a screw in the wall. That's why I'm an actor. We're morons. You know what I mean? It's just like, what else could you do? Bobby Duvall always gets mad at me because I make fun of it. But now I've aged somewhat, and I will accept the word there's an art to it. It's not exactly Rembrandt, but it's an art.
So you're a thespian.
I'm a lesbian.
Thespian. Thes. Acting school. What happened there? James Caan talks about it when we come back on Centerstage.